Hello and welcome to In the Kitchen with Matt. I am your host, Matt Taylor. Today I'm going to show you how to make white chocolate at home. Making chocolate at home is super easy. I have a couple other videos here on my channel how to make milk chocolate and how to make dark chocolate. And I had a request to do a video on white chocolate. So here we go. Once again, super easy to do. It only takes 3 ingredients. If I can do it, you can do it. Before we move on, make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my new videos. Let's get started. Down below in the description box, you'll find a list of the ingredients and their amounts. So to begin, I have 3 ingredients and I'm using roughly the same amount of each. I have a half a cup of white granulated sugar. You can use confectioner sugar, but actual chocolate does not have cornstarch in it. And confectioner sugar has cornstarch in it. So if you can find powdered sugar that doesn't have cornstarch in it, then go ahead and buy that. Or just do like I'm going to do. And then I have whole milk powder. And sometimes you can find this at your normal grocery store. I got mine online and it's fairly cheap. So whole milk powder. And then cocoa butter. And this is this is 1/2 cup of each of these, 1/2 cup of granulated sugar, and 1/2 cup of whole milk powder, and 1/2 cup of cocoa butter or cacao butter. Now the cocoa butter will look different depending on where you buy it. I got mine from olivenation.com. Olive Nation is the sponsor of today's episode. Thank you for that. Olive Nation specializes in high quality products, bringing high quality products and ingredients to the restaurant industry, to bakeries, and to home chefs and home cooks all around the world. And here in the United States, if you buy from them, the shipping is free. And it's just a really good company, great company. Here's a look at their website. There's just so many products available for you. So take a look at that. Also, if you decide to buy from them, you can buy the whole milk powder and the cocoa butter from them. And if you decide to buy from them, use the code at checkout MAT20 and you will get 20% off on every order that you do. And this is a lifetime code. Again, use code MAT20 at olivenation.com. Check them out. It's a great company. And so the cocoa butter might look like this. This is the version that they supply. It looks like just little tiny discs of cocoa butter, or it might look like this one. This is a different brand. This is a classic organic looking cocoa butter like that, but they're both cocoa butter. Now let's make the white chocolate. Also, some people don't necessarily classify white chocolate as actually chocolate, but the main ingredient is the cocoa butter, and that comes from the cacao bean, the cocoa bean. And what happens is they take that bean and they press it really well, and then the oil that comes out of it is the fat, the cocoa butter. That is how you get the cocoa butter. And so it's called white chocolate at the store. I'm calling it white chocolate. You don't have to call it white chocolate if you don't want to. But there we go. And so what we want to do is we want to grind up our sugar and our milk powder even finer than it is. And this will just help take away the grain from the overall chocolate. And the bakeries and other chocolate shops that make chocolate, what they do is they have this large drum. It's called a melanger, and it's this big drum with these wheels, these stone wheels on the inside, and it has a motor attached to it. And the chocolate goes inside of there, and it just runs and turns, and the chocolate, and it crushes and turns and turns and runs, and it tumbles that chocolate for a couple days. And that's what makes it really fine and smooth. And I don't have one of those here at my house. So this is a home version. And it's not going to be as smooth as it would be at one of those places, but it's going to be pretty smooth and it'll still taste really good. So just keep that in mind. So let's begin by grinding this stuff up. I've got my food processor here, and you could do this in a blender as well. So I will put the 1/2 cup of white granulated sugar in there. And I will put the whole milk powder in there. Put the top on. And then we're just going to grind this together. It's going to mix and grind into a powder. The finer you grind this, the less chance of having any grain or grainy taste to your chocolate. But it's not necessary. You don't have to grind it. If you don't have a food processor, you could use like a mortar and pestle and do it by hand if you want. That will work as well. If you have a coffee grinder or spice grinder, you can put these in there and use that too. All right, there we go. It's nice and ground up really well. See if you can see that in there on camera very well. Not sure if you can see that. It's very nice and finely grounded. The sugar along with that milk powder. And now let's go over to the stovetop and melt that cocoa butter. You can melt it in the microwave as well. I just like doing it on the stovetop. Here we are at the stovetop. I'm going to use the double boiler method. I just have a small pot with about an inch deep of water, and I have this pyrex, or you can use like a metal pot, and I put it on top. You just don't want the bottom touching the water. And what's going to happen, I have it set to medium heat. What's going to happen is that water heats up, the steam is going to hit the bottom of this bowl and gently melt our cocoa butter. And then I have just a little spatula here, and we'll just go like this and stir it around as needed. And then after a few minutes, after that steam starts to warm up that pot, you'll start to see that cocoa butter melt. And while I am sitting here stirring this cocoa butter, on my other chocolate videos, in the milk chocolate video I used cocoa butter, and in the dark chocolate video I used refined coconut oil. So you can use refined coconut oil instead of cocoa butter. It doesn't turn out and taste as good, but you can use that. You can also use something like ghee, clarified butter, but not regular butter. Regular butter will not work very well at all with this. There's too much moisture and water in normal butter. And also you need to use milk powder and not actual milk, okay? It's all melted. Now in those other two chocolate videos that I made, now is when I would add the milk powder and the sugar right to this and just stir until incorporated. But because I already showed that method, I'm doing a little bit different method, and I'm just gonna pour this right into that food processor and blend it up that way, okay? Let's do that right now. I'm gonna pour this right in there in the food processor, and then put the lid on, and we'll just mix it. Okay, turn this off. Put it back on, we'll mix it a little bit more. Yeah, and we'll just blend it a little bit more, and then it'll be good to go. We can pour it in the mold. Okay, and then I have a candy bar or granola bar pan here. You can find this like on Amazon, or you can get like a specific candy bar pan itself, like a little mold that you can use, whatever you want to do. And then I'm going to take this chocolate and go right in here. And remember, the longer you grind up the milk powder and the sugar, the smoother the chocolate will wind up. This is going to be a little on the gritty side, but that's okay. Give it a tap. And now I'm just going to let this chill in the refrigerator for 30 minutes or so the chocolate can set onto that step. And once the chocolate has had time to cool and set, you can take it out of its mold. So on this one, I just kind of pull the sides and push up underneath. And there we go, a nice bar of white chocolate made at home. And then you can take one and break it if you want. Hear that snap? Pretty awesome, yeah. Homemade white chocolate. Also, don't forget you can find the cocoa butter and the whole milk powder at olivenation.com. put in the code MATT20 and get 20% off your order. Once again, my name is Matt Taylor. This has been another episode of In the Kitchen with Matt. Thank you for joining me. As always, if you have any questions, comments, or requests, put them down below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thumbs up, down the corner, push it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and check out my other videos. Take care. Time for me to dive into this. So yeah, take a bite out of this one.